Hey there, everyone. Jacqueline Jax from AVA Live Radio. So today I am going to review the new single by Chance the Rapper, Just Do Your Thing. If you don't remember Chance the Rapper, he was really quite inspiring to a lot of indie artists. I don't remember how many years ago it actually was, and I have some bio information up on my screen for him. Chance the Rapper, one of the biggest breakout stars of the past few years. This is 2017. That's when it was. Yeah. Oh my God, has it already been that long? It's crazy. I remember because it was kind of at the beginning of when Spotify was getting known, right? For launching artists and for artists doing well through streaming. And I feel like it happened at the same moment that he was like the first artist that was really unknown to the music industry, but based on streaming, he ended topping the charts. And I remember at the same time he was doing some on the street, like putting blankets on the homeless in Chicago in wintertime type of stuff. And that really, really got him some notoriety because it was such a great thing to do. Like, he didn't just forget where he came from. He actually remembered where he came from and he did something about it, which is amazing, you know? And at the same time, I feel like his music really did follow that brand, right? His music had a lot of gospel undertones and it was very inspiring. Now that I'm kind of like thinking back, it was kind of unorthodox at the time in 2017, but at the same time, it was very successful and responsible for his fame. And then once he hit the awards as a result of streaming, it was like, wow, that can actually happen. We were like, what? It's real, and it's possible. And he was like the indie artist that everybody looked up to. From that point until about 2019, I feel like there were then a lot of newcomers that were actually kind of doing this exact same thing. And not the same way that Chance the Rapper was, but they were coming about from streaming. And people were really, really paying more attention to Spotify. Now in 2022, it's like everybody wants off of Spotify because it's such a pain. So it's funny how it's like MySpace, right? It's funny how things just kind of come for full circle and they don't actually last forever. But in any case, getting into who he was, he did collaborate with a lot of people at the time. He really got so well known. He donated $1 million to the Chicago Public Schools Fund as a result of his success. And I mean, there were a lot of things. Now, this new track is called Child of God. It's got backup vocals by Moses Sumney. It is very much like his original stuff in one way, that it has those gospel kind of undertones, but at the same time, I feel like he has delivered the song so differently. I feel like it's really aggressive as far as grabbing the attention and making you really focus in on his lyrics. And even though he hasn't really been in the forefront of music for a while, at the same time, this is it feels like a relaunch song. You know, it feels like this is his moment back in the spotlight. And what is he going to say? And is it significant? And I feel like also by reading the lyrics, it is very significant. Some of the lyrics, let's go ahead and put the song on. And I'll stop it along the way with some of the lyrics that I feel are really, really good. And by the way, this cover art is also featured in the Chicago's Museum of Contemporary Art. Pretty cool, huh?
Just do your thing, child.
It's good.
Just do your thing, child.
Look at that. So he's got an artist right off the bat right there. So he's reciting poetry, she's making some art, they're renovating, and it's kind of cool because opening up with the chorus, Just Do Your Thing, it kind of sets the tone, right? It tells us right away that this is going to be a message. This is going to be, I've been through a lot, and here's what I've been through, and here's how I'm coming out of it. And that's what makes me a champ. Because what makes you a champion these days, any day actually, is not how you go into something, but how you come out of it. And you'll know that if you've ever been through a major struggle. If you've been through a major struggle, you know coming out of it is what makes you a true champion, for sure. So I like the fact that it just started with that. It's good.
Truth be told, I got the ball on a string. Carry the weight of the world, but it came with some handles. I drag it to the basket. Moses with the passage. Safely, Lord God, please make an example.
Interesting. Like, I want to know what you guys think. If you're a fan of Chance the Rapper, what do you think of this style for him? Do you like the lyrics kind of being delivered as poetry? I think it's really interesting and effective, and it really does allow me to focus in on the lyrics, like I said, because they're not only, I can hear them, the clarity is really there, which doesn't happen with a lot of the rappers today, but I feel like the message is all this is about. At the same time, it's visually beautiful, and it doesn't distract from the fact that he's got the lyrics coming up on the screen, which I think is very effective, you know?
I tried to break shackles, now they ankles in shambles. I can't expect them to be grateful and thankful. They thought I had a manual like Hansel. Leave your plans in man's hands. And
I like this one passage that he just said. Leave your... Let me read it from this review. It said, I try to break shackles, now they ankles and shambles. I can't expect them to be grateful and thankful. They thought I had a manual like Hansel. Leave your plans in man's hands and it gets manhandled. It's so true. So true. This is also maybe a reference to what has just happened and what is still happening. You know, I mean, we went through this major moment over COVID where people rose up and had to speak and had to really fight for a voice, and they were being shut down. That's so true. But they never gave up. They just kept going. You know what I mean? And I think that that's the kind of movement that we need to see. That's the kind of change. I mean, we have all this connectivity and we have all this ability to be huge, right? We can make big change on the internet using these platforms that we're given and that we can just use for free. Why not always use them? Why not make them part of the change? Because we can get our voices out there. And so I think that this is a really important side of this song that I love. The message, the way he's delivering it, and the way it's effective because of the way he's delivering
it. Dancing in the street, but I didn't panhandle. When I finally drop, make a pamphlet. Sell tickets, put that shit on FanDuel, OnlyFans and Fandango. Give me your ear like Van Gogh and it's candle wick. I mean it's lit like a candlestick. When I'm fatigued like a camo fit. A rich man, the size of the needle that the camel fits. Walking to Jesus with my sandals wet.
My goodness, there's so much going on there. It's amazing. He's really done such a fabulous job. Give me your ear like Van Gogh. It's a candle wick. I mean, it's lit like a candlestick. When I'm fatigued like a camo fit. A rich man the size of the needle that the camel fits. Walking to Jesus with my sandals wet. It's just all so good. I love this song. I really do. It makes me actually, it makes me want to listen to more. You know what I mean? So the fact that there's Chance the Rapper's coming back into our light, he's bringing some really important messages, you know. And I mean, I guess you could say that this is kind of religious, right? But I feel like the message behind it is much more than just that. I feel like the message is to inspire people and get people thinking about what we've just done, what we've just been through, and what we have ahead of us, you know. And it's also at the same time almost like he's reminding himself, just do your thing, child, you know? Just do your thing. Like, change the things you can change and have the wisdom to know the difference of the things that you can't, right? And also never give up is definitely a theme in this whole video and the message of the single. I mean, I think it's fabulous. I love it. I think it's great. I'm excited to review this, and I think it's a wonderful message and a song that you guys should be listening to on replay and just really learn the lyrics, you know, just get to know it. What do you know about Chance the Rapper? I mean, obviously this video is going to attract a lot of Chance the Rapper fans, so I would love to know your history with this rapper, where he's been, what he's been doing. Tell me what you love most about his music and what speaks to you the most, and you know, get me updated, because I'm going to write a review on this for the music blog, and I definitely want to know all the dirt and what's going on with him.
To make you second guess your first mind. Remember when it was your first day, the first time? It couldn't have come at a worse place or worse time. And you remember that little voice with that rehearsed line. Just repeat and do your thing, child.
Wow, yeah, at least stay positive, right? Do your thing. Don't let anybody else discourage you. Don't let the struggles and the hurdles put you down. You know, this is something I do want to say. I feel like every bit of success I've ever had has been a result of a struggle. Every single thing. I've always kind of like, I have this moment where things really happen and they turn out great. And then all of a sudden, maybe things will change a little bit and I'll hit a hurdle or a struggle or something major. And as a result, I'm kind of like, okay, I need to pivot. I need to figure this out. And I spend days and days and nights and like sleepless nights trying to figure it out, trying to make it happen, trying to like just reverse it. But ultimately through that comes like a brilliant idea that actually becomes my success for the next 6 months, the next year, the next 2 years, the next 10 years. And so all of these little hurdles and these little struggles, even if they seem really, really big, now I'm kind of like, okay, I just like stop. I don't stress them. I don't worry about them because I know that somewhere in that pivot, somewhere in that gotta think my way through this, and I go into like this hibernation mode where I just kind of like, okay, I want to figure this out, right? That births something exciting, new, innovative, and inspiring. And I almost feel like at the same time, the struggles happen when I am a little bit bored, when I'm a little bit like just kind of in my moment, in the presence, and you know, that's when they happen. And it really is something to think about it. If you think about it, I mean, you need to think about what happens when nothing happens. Because if you just are in the status quo all the time, what you're ultimately doing to yourself is keeping yourself down, keeping yourself right there and never really growing and never really reaching the kind of success that you possibly could have if you would have kept going. All right, let's listen to a little more of this song.
Do your thing. Talk down, toss down, the world just passed by. Grow up to be saviors, surgeons, rabbis. The world should have capsized when God got baptized. The boat don't sink, the show don't stop. The weapons form,
Oh,
the
she's
road
painting
don't drop.
the painting.
The boat gon' rock, the foes gon' plot. The roles don't switch, the photo crop. The motto is, the more those hate.
Look at the comb in his hair. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the part where he's stands a big head kid learning to dedicate lessons at every corner store, bullied by the friends, they mamas, they coaches, half size. I mean, you do really. Yeah. You do really. I mean, it's like I was saying before, every struggle, every hurdle, you learn something, you know what I mean? I think it's how you react that really makes the difference. How you come out of these things, you know, like some people react and fight back and some people just pivot, right? Or they do your thing, regardless of what anybody says. Do your thing, have confidence, have a goal, know that what you're doing is important to you, and that's where you start, you know? And somewhere along the line, it's going to be important to somebody else as well, because you're going to affect someone. And if you always look to serve and you look to make lives better around you, and you look to add value to every situation rather than extract value always, then you can do your thing and you can just keep moving forward, and it'll always work out. It really will, because if anything else, you will simply learn so much from it that you'll be able to take that knowledge and go on to the next big thing.
The more doors prop open, the Prince of Heaven was tempted, told that he wasn't who he was, and they meant it. Never was there a path better cemented. So what they gonna say when you at the Olympics? You're trying to attempt it. Remember, it was your first day the first time. Couldn't come.
Ooh, okay, so he's saying, what are they gonna say when you're at the Olympics and you're trying to remember what it was like when you first started, your first time, your first struggles? And that's a little bit of what I was saying too, is like you get to these levels of success, and it's good to always remember where you came from. It's good to always remember, like, you have to stay fresh, right? And oftentimes we'll get to a level of success and we'll be like just complacent. We'll just keep doing it. Just keep status quo. Just keep doing that. But that's not really what needs to happen, because if you let that happen, and sometimes the universe just steps in, and I hope it does, because sometimes it's really hard to push yourself to do more. You get tired. You get like, oh, I'm going to just take a break and just like let things go, right? But I think that that's really not the way to do it, because in my experience, every time I've done that, I have gotten bored, a little bit depressed, a little bit like I would say it's like discontent, right? It's like this feeling of it's not enough. Maybe that's just the way I'm built. Maybe that's just my genetics. But I think Chance the Rapper is telling you that and so much more.
At a worst place, a worst time. And you remember that little voice with that rehearsed line? Repeating, it was saying,
I like that. Do your thing.
just do your thing, child.
Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Yeah, so good. Man, I'm digging into this because I really, really like it. Let me see what the next
A little voice
section
with
is.
that rehearsed line. Just repeating, do your thing, child.
Oh, I keep hitting on this one part. The world would make you second guess your first mind. Remember when it's your first day, the first time. It couldn't have come at a worse place or worse time. This is true. And you remember that low voice with the rehearsed line, just repeating, do your thing. Oh, so good. All right, what do you think of this? Tell me what you think about it. It's so good. And he's got the, like, kind of in the back, right here. It's much more the gospel. It's like this groovy, like nostalgic undertones, right? It's kind of got this, it kind of brings me back to the time when artists were artists, you know, like art, and everything was like, I feel like we should be sitting in one of those like after hours clubs with like cocktails and or coffee, and like hanging out with our buddies, watching people get up on stage and read the lyrics to music. Like, I feel like this should be like California, and this should be that moment again, you know. It's something really nostalgic, and on top of it, having this beautiful artwork, this incredible art piece painted right on video in front of us, and then seeing it. This is a good video. I really like it. I think it does kind of mark a comeback for Chance the Rapper. And in my opinion, I know it's not on trend. I know it's not a trend type of video, but he's setting his own trend. So I think this is definitely a thumbs up for me. What do you guys think of the video? Let me know, and I hope you enjoyed my review of it. This is Jacqueline Jax for AVA Live Radio. See you guys again soon. Let me know what video I should respond to next, and I'm gonna go check out my playlist over here and see what else is saved in it. If you want a link to the playlist, it is down below, so you can see all of my reviews as well as all of the new ones I'm about to do. All right, here we go. Let's go look for something else to review.